New Zealand needs a proper constitution. New Zealand needs a supreme and entrenched constitution. A constitution that will cement the political structure of the society. A constitution that will limit the power of the state. A constitution that will uphold the rights of the people. That is what New Zealand needs. The New Zealand government has a terrifying amount of power. There is no serious limitation on the power of the state. There is no serious protection for the rights of the people. The government has a terrifying amount of power. All it will take is one terrible leader, and this country will be destroyed. If we had a Trump-style leader, our institutions would not stand a chance. The government's power is subject to very weak restrictions. We need a proper constitution, a supreme and entrenched legal document that will limit the power of the state and defend the rights of the people. Otherwise, we may end up learning the danger of the state the hard way. We must introduce a single ultimate constitutional document that establishes the framework of the political structure and the rights of the population. The document will place significant limitations on the power of the state. The constitution will be both entrenched and a document of superior legal status. The constitution will be regarded as the highest law of the land. The Supreme Court will strike down legislation that is inconsistent with the Constitution. Servants of the state will all swear an oath to the Constitution. They will be expected to be loyal to the Constitution first and foremost. Constitutional change will require a referendum with 65% support. The Constitution will be simple and easily understandable. The Constitution will include a Bill of Rights. These rights will be upheld by the Supreme Court. A proper constitution provides a solid foundation for the political structure and processes of the state. This is far superior to the array of documents that form a muddled and messy basis for the current state. The proposed constitution will be simple and easily understandable. It is crucial that the people can look to a foundational document regarding their rights and the structure of the state. Such a thing provides the government with immense legitimacy and can become a point of pride for the populace. A constitution of this kind will establish a clear basis for the state, minimizing confusion and misunderstanding. In a democracy, it is essential that the people understand their rights and the processes of the state. A simple constitution ensures that the people do understand these things. Such a document will put limitations and restrictions on the power of the state, preventing the abuses of power that have done massive harm in other countries. The present system is too easy to abuse and needs a significant overhaul. We should not wait for someone to abuse the massive power of the state. We should subject the power of the state to significant restrictions to ensure that it can never be abused. The state is an enormously dangerous entity. We should not wait to learn that the hard way. We should place limitations and restrictions on the power of the state while we can. The state as it exists at present is virtually unchecked. It can do basically whatever it wants. It has no obligation to care for your rights. It has no obligation to respect your rights. It possesses an enormous amount of power and is subject to virtually no restrictions or limitations. We should not wait for that dangerous potential to become a disaster. We should act now and subject the state to the restrictions that ensure power cannot be abused. The constitution proposed here will ensure that the state cannot commit the evil that many states do commit. Central to this constitution will be a supreme and entrenched Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights Act 1990 is not supreme law and is entirely unfit for purpose. The purpose of a Bill of Rights is to limit the power of the government. A Bill of Rights that is not supreme law cannot limit the power of the government and therefore does not serve its purpose. The extent of its functions is to establish rights. It does not uphold them. A Bill of Rights that does not restrain the government is entirely unfit for purpose. The entire function of a Bill of Rights is to restrain the government. The current Bill of Rights makes a mockery of the very concept, given that the Parliament has no serious obligation to respect it and routinely violates it. It is unacceptable that the document that upholds the rights of New Zealanders does not do anything to restrain the actions of the government and is routinely violated. It is vital that the people's rights be upheld and defended, and that requires an entrenched constitutional document of supreme legal status. At present, the government of New Zealand has an enormous amount of power, with practically no requirement that it respect the fundamental rights of the people. This is a disaster waiting to happen, and we should take action and implement the necessary constitutional restraints while we can. New Zealand is extremely vulnerable to the actions of power-hungry politicians. New Zealand needs a constitution. The state is an extremely dangerous institution. We can either wait to learn that the hard way, or we can limit its power before it is too late.